We're moving on to Kansas. That's right. Hopefully we don't see any tornadoes or anything. Xfinity on track, 3 p.m. on Saturday for the Kansas Lottery 300 on NBC. Sunday, Cup's going to be on track for the Hollywood Casino 400 on NBCSN. That happens at 3 p.m. as well. Your top 10, well, really the top 8, because that's all Bob Pockrass is doing the math for this early on in the week. We don't get the official top 10 until Thursday, but so far, according to Bob Pockrass's math, Kyle Larson and Ryan Blaney starting out on row number 1. Row 2 going to be Brad Keselowski and Kyle Busch. Row 3, Chase Elliott and Denny Hamlin. Row 4, Martin Truax Jr. and Joey Logano. Those are your 8 playoff drivers starting in the top 8. And Matt, give us those stats we need to make our picks.
So I will give you those stats, and like we teased earlier in the show here, we are going to do a little driver prop action for you. If you guys like to throw some money down, hopefully we can help you guys all win some money. You know, share us your victories and I guess your defeats on the comment section as well.
Oh yeah, let us know.
So I'm pretty loyal to DraftKings. I'm going to throw you out. There's probably 7 or 8 here. Driver matchups is who do you think is going to be, who do you think is going to finish better out of these 2 drivers? So the first matchup they have listed here is Eric Almarola versus Chris Buescher. Who do you think is going to finish in a better position out of those 2?
I'm going to take Buescher.
I'm personally going Buescher too.
Absolutely. Chris Buescher is one of those guys who he's been having really good top 15 finishes all season long, very consistent, and he runs in the top 10 a lot throughout a race, and then he'll fall back. So I would definitely go Chris Buescher over Eric Almirola just for consistency.
All right. We're all on the same page there. We have the next one here. They have as Kevin Harvick versus Tyler Reddick. Reddick is the underdog in this battle at plus 100. Harvick is a minus 120. I'll tell you who I'm not picking. I'm not picking Harvick. I'm going Reddick here. I feel if he can run like he did at Texas, at Kansas, it's a similar style track. And he keeps his cool head on him. I think Reddick can definitely get a top 5.
Yeah, I agree, especially looking at those betting odds right now. It's negative 120 for Harvick, plus 100 for Tyler Reddick. So you bet 100, you win 100 on Tyler Reddick if he places higher than Kevin Harvick. You're going Harvick? Okay, I'm going
Harvick. I think since the Chase incident happened,
yeah,
he's kind of flipped a switch where he is there to prove that he still has it. So Chase can't say you're an old man and you're going to leave, you're going to retire. He has something to prove at the end of this season. Yeah. And I think he has a chip on his shoulder that wasn't there all season long. And, with what I saw on Sunday, I think he's going to look to finish out this season as well as he can.
I think you make a good point there. Honestly, either guy could finish in the top 10, top 5, back to back on each other.
Listen, we're trying to help our listeners win some money. So you gotta be solid.
I'm going with the betting odds of plus 100. I'm putting money down to win money. I don't want to have to bet too much money to win less than I'm betting with Kevin Harvick.
You can also parlay these too. You can.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Trust me.
Oh, I'm gonna lose so much more money than I already do.
or win.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
You can parlay as many of these as you want, or as little of these as you want, or you can just put individual bets down. At least on DraftKings, you can. Just keep that in mind.
My whole thing, like when I said I'm going to lose money, it's not because of my bets. It's because instead of doing like a 3-driver parlay, I'm going to do like every single prop bet as one parlay. I'm going to bet $10 on it to win like $1,500.
So, I did that this week. I parlayed all 10 of them, and I put $2 down to win like $1,700.
Yeah,
but they all have to hit. Which
exactly. It's really hard. It's like
the next one.
I'm sorry. You go ahead.
I was just going to say this next one is really, really interesting, especially because where the odds are. Chase Elliott versus Ryan Blaney, guys. Chase Elliott is the favorite at minus 120, Blaney at plus 100. And for that reason, I'm going Blaney at plus 100 there. I think he's been running so consistent. Yeah. He's plus 17 in the point standings for a reason. I think Blaney is the easy layup choice there.
Yeah, I'm with you for the same reason, and the same reason I picked Tyler Reddick. I wanna put money down and win more money than I'm putting down. and you could double your money with a bet on Ryan Blaney, and I think he could get it done.
Another interesting one, guys.
How about you, Eric? I assume you're going with your guy Blaney.
Yeah. It's Blaney. Come on.
Yeah, I knew. I saw him nodding yes to that, so I just figured. I figured he was in agreement. So the next one we got is Penske teammates Brad versus Joey. Brad's the favorite at -120. Joey +100. I'm going Joey here. I'm taking the underdog in that one, and I'm going Joey. I just think I don't know what I'm doing here, but I think he's due.
Yeah. Personally, I wouldn't touch this bet.
Right.
I think they're just too close in the way they've been finishing recently. But yeah, I would probably agree. Go with Joey Logano on this one. It's so hard. This is like trying to bet on the Jaguars and Dolphins this past weekend. Yeah. They're just so I
would go with Brad though for the same reason. I think I would win that Harvick bet is the little chip, a little bit of extra that he's trying to prove. Leaving that organization, he does want to finish strong. So I think Brad's the pick there.
I've got a really interesting one here, guys. Again, teammates Denny Hamlin versus Kyle Busch. Denny Hamlin is the slight underdog at the slight favorite, I guess, at -115 to Kyle Busch's -105. I'm taking Denny here. I mean, he's been so consistent the whole year, really. I definitely think he's gonna beat out Kyle Busch.
I don't see how you go against Denny Hamlin. No. It's just, you look at the statistics and the stats all year long. It's just, you don't bet against Denny Hamlin.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't care who you're putting him against. You don't bet against Denny Hamlin. Even with the day he had this past weekend, he still got himself an 11th place finish. He's going into Kansas. He's hunting for points. He's hunting for stage points. And I don't think Kyle Busch. I mean, Kyle Busch is too up and down this season. He's been up and down all season.
Right.
Don't bet against Denny Hamlin.
I agree. Can't bet against Dennis. And then the last one here I'll do. There's a few more left, but I know we're running short on time. So William Byron versus Martin Truex Jr. This is super interesting as well. And no surprise, Martin Truex Jr. is actually, never mind. I read that wrong. Martin Truex Jr. is the underdog in this one at +100. William Byron at -120. Honestly, and that's probably because of just how well William Byron just ran at Texas. Yeah. They seem to run pretty good. Martin Truex Jr.'s specialty is that 750 package. They're running the 550 at Kansas. I think you got to roll with William Byron here. Take that favorite.
Yeah, 24. Roll on.
I totally agree. Take William Byron. He's Hendrick Motorsports at 1.5 miles. They're running well. The only reason why I could see him not running better than Martin Truex Jr., especially with Martin Truex Jr.'s performance the last couple of weeks, is something on pit road or something like that. MTJ's been way too inconsistent in playoffs, especially at 1.5 miles. And I will
Martin Truex for next week.
Yeah, save him for Martinsville.
Yeah.
There's one that I think is actually pretty interesting that you didn't touch on, Matt, is Daniel Suarez and Chase Briscoe. Daniel Suarez is at -115. Chase Briscoe is -105. So they're both very similarly placed in odds. But I would go with Daniel Suarez after this past run this weekend.
I agree.
Trackhouse Racing, I think, has just been they've been inconsistent, but when they're on, they're on. And I think going back to 1.5 miles after a good run at 1.5 miles, I think that's a good bet.
Yep. And to avoid any kind of lawsuits or anything like that, those lines were provided by DraftKings Sportsbook.
Yep. So thank you, DraftKings. They I actually was nervous because like I said earlier in the show, a new friend of the show and viewer Charles, he suggested that. And I was like, man, I don't think the sports odds come out until like midway through the week when the actual lineup came out.
I checked
and it wasn't there.
They weren't out. And then right when we were getting ready to come on here, they were out. So they probably come out a little later on Monday nights. But if you like any of those odds, I would jump on them now because they might change throughout the week depending on things that might happen. So
that's true. And I like doing that. So as long as those odds are out before we start recording every week, I think we'll continue to do that. What were you going to say, Eric?
I'll tell you, like we do the fantasy, which I'm kind of catching Whitey. I didn't realize this in our picks every week that we do for the race winner.
Oh yeah, you are.
Should do like a mandatory 3-pick parlay in that. And every
that's
week,
kind of fun.
so like for like this betting action, we're going to do it too as a team. So not only do we have the race winner and those points, we'll also have our betting odds at the end. We'll each pick 3 of those to parlay together, and we'll total, our wins as far as that goes for these, driver versus drivers.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We'll do that for next season because we only have 3 races left in this season, but that'll be fun to add for next season for sure. Let's just review our picks from last week in Texas. I picked Kyle Larson. He got me 58 points. Matt, you picked Kyle Busch. He did get you some good points. He got you 40 points. So you'll be picking second. I'll be picking last. And Eric, you picked Denny Hamlin. He got you 34 points. So a better finish than Kyle, but he didn't have those stage points that Kyle did. So he got you 34 points. You came in last this week, so you will pick first. Matt, give us those stats we need to make our decision who is going to win in Kansas.
So yeah, these stats are more or less geared towards probably your daily fantasy lineups, right? Your DraftKings daily fantasy lineups. So we'll go Kansas. Here we are at Kansas again. Like I always do, the last 4 races are the stats that I pull from Kansas. We'll go with wins. Denny won this race back in 2019, this playoff race. Dennis Hamlin. Again, Dennis won in the summer of 20. And then Logano won this playoff race last year. And Kyle Busch won the first out of his 2 wins this year, earlier here at Kansas. So those are your last 4 winners at Kansas. Your average finishes inside the top 10. You've got Harvick at a 4.3 average finish, Kyle Busch at a 5th place finish, Martin Truex Jr. a 6th place average finish, Chase Elliott with a 6.3 average finish, Brad Keselowski with a 7th place average finish, Dennis Hamlin a 7.3 average finish, Willie B an 8th place average finish, and Bowman will round out your top 10 with an exact 10th place average finish. Just something to note there that stood out to me. That's 8 guys with an average finish inside the top 10.
Yeah, I think that's the most we've had.
That tells me that we're seeing a lot of the same guys finishing inside the top 10 more recently at Kansas. So definitely something to look at there. And then our favorite stat that we use here on the Bump and Run podcast is the top 5 most points accrued, which is crucial more for your fantasy lineups that you do, season long, if you want to see who's really going to put up the most points. Denny again, 184. He'll lead the way there. 184 points over the last 4 races at Kansas. Kyle Busch right behind him with 175, Keselowski with 169, Chase with 166 points, and then Kevin Harvick will round out your top 5 with 163 points accrued over the last 4 races at Kansas. And those are your stats.
All right, Eric, and you will be picking first. So who are you going to win in Kansas?
You know what? I liked, hearing that 24 in those stats there and the way he's been running, but the way that 8 has been running next to that 24 and with that 24, I think I'm going to stay away and go with someone that you didn't mention in any of your stats.
Oh,
this year,
a dark horse.
Been the model of consistency in the top 10, top 5, going with that 12 car of Ryan Blaney.
Wow, okay.
Blaney. Maybe Blaney will take the luck that Team Penske and Brad Keselowski have had at Kansas over the years and rub it into that 12 car instead of the 2.
Penske car. So you know what? I think they're going to throw the works at that 12 car and get him into the championship 4 with Kyle Larson, and he is going to win.
A surprising first pick, but I think it's a good one. How about you, Matt? You're going second. What is your pick to win Kansas?
My pick, I feel, is well, I guess I could say Larson would be the easiest pick after what we just saw at Texas, but I'm not going to do that. Someone who kind of struggled this past week that I expect to rebound. He's won every race, or he's won a race in every round of the playoffs. Someone that I fully expect to be in the championship 4. Someone who's been the most consistent all year long. That FedEx number 11 is going to Phoenix. He will punch his ticket. Dennis Hamlin wins in Kansas.
That's who I thought Eric would have picked. I thought he would have picked either Kyle Larson or Denny Hamlin, the two hot shoes at this point. Which leaves me with Kyle Larson, and that leaves me with a hard debate because I didn't think I'd have the opportunity to pick him, and I'm not sure if I want to pick him because he did just win at Texas. He won the week before. Can he go 3 in a row? I mean, he can. Will he though?
Think about it. I mean, yes, the competitive spirit's still in him. He still has to be out there, for sponsors and everything.
Yeah, but like he's locked in.
Points don't matter. You don't carry points over to Phoenix for the championship. It does nothing for you. So is he gonna sandbag or is he gonna play around and try to learn some stuff? I mean, Kansas and Phoenix don't correlate, so it's really tough. I almost want to say stay away from Larson, but
I am going to stay away from Larson. Looking at the playoff picture, I'm looking at a guy who's sitting 8 points out. He's in a Team Hendrick car. They run really good at 1.5 miles, and he needs a win. Well, he doesn't need a win to get his way into the round of 4, but it sure would help relieve some pressure going into Martinsville. I'm going with Chase Elliott to bring a rocket ship to Kansas and win his way into the round of 4 and run for that second championship.
Hell yeah, brother.
Not the pick in fact, I thought honestly, I was going to go William Byron as like a backup. I figured someone would have scooped up Larson and everyone.
A good pick, man. I wanted to go Hendrick, but I go my gut all the time, man. Like just that once I think and I have it in my head, like I go with it.
Yep. I think that Ryan Blaney pick is really good, especially at how Team Penske has run in the past here. I know, obviously, Team Penske isn't running the best this year, but they still are real consistent. And Ryan Blaney is the most consistent over there. So I think it's a great pick.
Wins, it's always a win where you're like, oh, shit, Ryan Blaney just won this race? Like,
yeah.
It's like, okay, there it is. And, like, that's how he's got to this point so far.
Fun fact. Fun fact, Matt. This is the first season that Ryan Blaney has multiple wins. So I think he can get his 4th win of the season down here in Kansas. We'll see what happens.
Son of a bitch.
Great running joke. I love it.
All right, to review the playoff picture, Kyle Larson locked in first place to the round of 4. Ryan Blaney in second with 17 points to the good, looking for a win down in Kansas. Denny Hamlin sitting in third, 9 points to good, also looking to win. A win solves all your problems going to Martinsville. You don't even have to worry about it. Kyle Busch sitting on that line, 8 points above the cut line. Can he make it to the round of 4 with a win at Kansas? We'll find out this Sunday. 5th place, Chase Elliott, my pick for the week. He needs to get a win, calm his mind, put that Harvick stuff behind him, and look forward to the championship 4. Will a win happen? I don't know, but he's negative 8 points behind the cut line. Brad Keselowski, 15 points behind the cut line. Martin Truex Jr., man, not where I thought he'd be at this point in the playoffs. Negative 22 points behind the cut line. And Joey Logano absolutely needs a win, either at Kansas or Martinsville, to advance. He is negative 43 points below the cut line. Who will it be? Will it be a non-playoff driver to get a win? Will William Byron sneak one out? Will Tyler Reddick get his first win of the season? Will we see a rain-shorn race? Will we see lightning? Will we see tornadoes? We're going to Kansas. Anything could happen on the Great Plains there, and we will find out this Sunday, 3 p.m., Hollywood Casino 400. Will it be Ryan Blaney? Will it be Denny Hamlin? Will it be Chase Elliott? We will find out, and we will break it all down for you right here on the Bump and Run podcast on Monday night. For Matt the Stat Man Reilly, for Eric Daytona Ron, I'm Michael D. White saying have a good night.